Nowadays, the karma come back a lot faster. People you were ahead of them seem to shot past you. WrestleMania, high yourself, you done got tagged. Bottom rail on top master. Nowadays, the karma come back a lot faster. People you were ahead of them seem to shot past you. WrestleMania, high yourself, you done got tagged. Let me at him, don't let me Eve. Ain't we been here before? I feel a naked breeze. I just went to the store and bought extra leaves. Bloody murder, I need a couple accessories. Necessities, I bear them all and hold court with the lion so we can share the ball. You relying on sipping lean and Adderall. I'm relying on daily bread that manna fall. Whew, I'm about to manifest destiny. Manifold, Emmanuel is the recipe. Many your days a number like sesame. Why you grouchy, big birds for a lesser fee? Incessantly, incest with a lesser me. Gave birth to a higher power to like the 10th degree. All my chakras is balanced, you feel the energy. Married to wisdom, proposed to on bended knee. Gave her the ring, we broke the glass and jumped the broom. I'm on a natural high, call it the honeymoon. Love heals, but trust will give you some ugly wounds. And hate to kill your emotions worse than the 22. Ricochet, I'm coming from every which way.
Adding this in, of course, to what we have put forward as far as the Brexit and the news, of course, coming out of Liberia with the new election. Of course, as there were many elections around this year with Kenya, of course, and Angola still to be had and hashed out. Much of the electoral process is taking place all over the world, as even so on these shores. We just went through, as per a year of, up until this day, a year and a month or so, with our, of course, new administration taking its helm. And, of course, just with the topics which we brought forward out of the News from the Hill, and also with the United Nations and the UN ambassador to the UN, the U.S. ambassador to the UN, Nikki Haley. Much of this information still to come out of much of the letter, but all of these things, of course, are playing in effect and giving framework and an overarching degree and overall theme to a particular concept, which we, of course, are and have been putting forward to one-to-ones as this great and political shift, not only in the geographical sense, but in the political sense, in the economic sense, in the social sense, all having its way within this time. And even so, just keeping this on the outset, a little something extra for ones, of course, to research with the Brexit. And another shout out to our brother, Windemy Son from Rastafari Midrashim. One of the ones would do themselves a great service to research all of the EU overseas countries and territories marked as the OCT and outermost regions, or the OMR. The OCT and OMR, these marked regions in which the UK has its rights in a certain sense as former colony, and not only such as colonialism that happened on the African continent, but out within the Caribbean, out within the Pacific, out within the Indian Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean. One should check this out and really give it a good look. We even have a snapshot to share with the eye, which we, of course, will post to our Safari Foundation so one can examine it for themselves. But ones have, of course, the 28-member state as per the Brexit as of now, which is a 27-member state, as the UK will be officially leaving the European Union. But with that in place and seeing how they have fervently chased after a trade deal and dealing with certain negotiations within the 27-member state of the European Union, they still, even so, have much negotiations to bring about as far as the OCT and OMR, or the European Union overseas countries and territories and outermost regions. To put it plainly, many of the European countries have stakes in many of these overseas islands. Many, just to bring up a few in the name, the European Union, more so specifically the United Kingdom, as per Great Britain, of course, has much of a stake in places such as Turks and Caicos, the Cayman Islands, Montserrat, Anguilla, the British Virgin Islands, Bermuda, France, on the other hand, almost rivaling the UK, has much stake in the French Polynesia, Martinique, Guadeloupe, San Martin, Saint Bartholomew, so on and so forth. These names go on and on. With ones such as Spain, and also with Portugal, with Azores, and certain ones of that nature. So ones would do themselves, again, a great service to search these things out and see how much of these negotiations are playing into part of even these regions as well, and also factor in, especially with France, as the former colonies of France really have, to put it plain and simple, fed France for such a time that with all of the things that came about even before the newly elected president, Emmanuel Macron, had come to his seat as president-elect of France, much of these talks were going on up until the point of his election, and even so now, as he has made a presidential visit to a few African nations there in the West, the majority of them being French-speaking. So this all, playing into this greater helm of this political shift, this economic shift, this social shift, everything, having its place. And we, of course, leave that for ones to research for themselves, but even so coming here to this short Layla moment, and of course preparing our brethren, Rasiadinos, for the final reasonments here of the URC before we actually conclude here for this particular podcast. To bring forward and give thanks to all of our co-laborers, really have shown itself to be very, very viable here on the dashboard. As ones have heard, big shout out to Sister Trinity, or as ones know, Sister Bridget, Ross Plata, the Army Gideon Band, Brother Sahara Tafari, as we know him as Brother Twist One, Brother, of course, Ross Faith, and Nikki V, many of the ones who have contributed constantly, Brother Obadia, so on and so forth. But let us, of course, not forget to promote our brother and the rest of the Army Gideon Band with their new single, Runway, with, of course, the Army Gideon Band there, of course, at the brother side, Brother Andessa Teferi. Once be sure to check out the new albums, Come Forsake Not, as
survival, documented in the Bible like Moses.